Whips and scrubs are actually a huge part of motocross as a sport. Being able to shave seconds off of your lap times may not seem like much, but at the pro level, it actually makes a night and day difference. Whips and scrubs within motocross video games have always been unique. They've been different from game to game. Reflex, we had more of a free-flowing feel to them, and then in the newer arcade games, we're kind of going towards more of a scripted whip activated by a button combination, which I think is probably going to see some changes going on into the future with Supercross 3 and the newer games coming out. We're kind of going back to that free-flowing feel. I mean, look at MX vs ATV All Out. It is a completely free physics game and it works. Today, I'm actually going to be hopping in and taking a look at the scrubs of Supercross. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so we are here in Supercross number, as I case the finish line, Supercross number 1, where we are starting off our look at whips here in Supercross. Now, there you guys got a little glimpse of a whip here in the original Supercross game, and I just want to say this, alright? I want to start off by saying that the whips in this game are scripted, okay? At the same time, you can kind of do, I mean, somewhat different things with the sticks so that your rider does, I mean, a little bit of a different movement, or he tweaks the bike in a little bit of a different way, and you can kind of get your own scrub going or your own whip style going if you really want to put that much into it. But for the most part, they are scripted. My whips will look pretty much the same as your whips or anyone else who does a whip in this game. They all pretty much look the same. Now, one thing that I notice with these scripted whips is you can be lined up perfectly for a section and go ahead and throw a whip, and when you actually whip, it kind of throws you to the side. It throws you in whatever direction you whip towards. So it can be deadly. You guys are always in the comments asking, Goonzig, why don't you whip, man? Why do you never whip? Why do you never scrub? And it's because the amount of times I have whipped and ended up going like off track because of it, the number I can't even count probably. So, I mean, if I can just play things smooth and steady and have the same results, I don't see why not. Scrubbing, it does save you time on the triple jumps and everything. It is obvious that scrubbing a triple jump saves you time when compared to just boner airing it, but the whips are semi-sketchy. Now guys, if you are a scrub master, if you like to toss a whip on every single jump, make sure to go down there and smash the thumbs up button for me and leave your comments on the whips and scrubs in Supercross down below in the comments section. Let me know how you guys actually feel about them, because I'm a fan, especially this game. I think they look really, really good, but I do think just the fact that they're scripted and the animation can do some funky things sometimes, I think, man, they're risky. They are risky to pull off. If you guys are new around here, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to click that subscribe button, guys. Become a member of the Goon Army. I'm just having fun. I figured for this video, I'm not doing anything too crazy. I was gonna go ahead and like break it down and talk about the animations and things that happen throughout the animation and all that, but I figured, you know what, let's just make it a fun video where I come in and try and throw some whips. So, starting off here in Supercross 1, you guys have seen some whips by now. I am going to try and throw as many whips as I can here on Glendale. Alright, as many whips as possible. I don't know if I'll be able to whip every single jump, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So I am going to use this video to actually compare these whips to Supercross 2 whips, but right now we are trying for a full lap of whips and scrubs. Oh man, I just slowly, I missed the whip there, but I started on like the left side of the track, or the right side of the track back there, and I ended up on the left side of the track by the end of that section. Throw a good old scrub there. Sections like that, where you're kind of arcing towards the face of the jump, it can actually keep you on the track. Both of those triples, throwing a scrub in the right direction can somewhat help you stay on track, but certain jumps, like that jump out of that corner into the whoops, I don't know if I would want to whip that. This, like, there's just not enough, you don't have enough air time, but for the most part, I would say the whips in this game, they feel really good. They flow. When you throw a whip, it flows over the jump, and I like them. I really do like Supercross 1 whips. As sketchy as they can be. Alright, and here we are in Supercross 2, guys. Now, the whips, they are on the same lines as Supercross 1, alright? They are scripted in kind of the same way. You do the same button layout press thing, McBobber. You do the same thing in order to actually whip. Now, they do look a little bit different. I think, if I'm being 100% honest, I know I haven't thrown one yet. I kind of chose like the worst track to do this on, but I think for the most part, like Supercross 1 has some better whips. I need a triple jump or something. Just note, this track sucks for triples, but of course I hit the tough block on the side of the jump too, but the whips just don't look as flowy as good, and I'm not sure if they did that to kind of give you more control over the animation, like when you're landing and stuff, it doesn't get as sketchy. So I do notice that in this game, the whips and scrubs and everything, they do kind of, man, I should have chose a different track, but the whips and scrubs in this game actually feel a little more in control. They feel like you have more control over them. You can actually kind of control, I mean, how far the rider tosses the bike, and yeah, I don't know, it just feels smoother for racing. For style points, I definitely got to give it to Supercross 1. There's just something about the Supercross 1 whip that looks... I need a new track, man. This track sucks. Alright, I'm loading into Vegas. I know Vegas doesn't have like super gnarly sections or a lot of triple jumps or anything, but it has a lot of unique jumps and unique sections where I can actually kind of show off the Supercross 2 whip. But yeah, like I was saying, I think the whip in Supercross 1 looks... It does. It looks a little better. It almost looks like... In Supercross 2 here, the rider kind of like pancakes the bike and then like struggles to bring it back. Like, it just looks like a really awkward animation. Yet at the same time, like I said, you do have a little more control over the animation and kind of where your rider is going. I find in Supercross 1, like I said earlier, you can get like thrown off the track. And I don't really find that as and I don't really find, wow, English is tough, but I don't really actually find that happens. I just jumped off track there. I wasn't lined up for that jump at all, but I don't find that happens as much here in Supercross 2, and you have a little bit more control over your whips. So let's get some whips here. I know I'm talking about the Supercross 2 whips. I'm trying to throw some whips into the mix, but man, no real whip jumps yet. Come through here, up, there we go. Like, I'm not sure what happened there, but my back end got kicked really, really high into the sky. Little scrub into the corner, there we go. He kind of did throw the bike pretty hard there as we took off. Floater whip over that jump, and then same with this. Like, I'm not sure how I feel about the whips there. Across the finish line and that over under, like, they just don't really look perfect. I don't know. The scrubs of Supercross, guys, and for the most part, I just jump straight. I just make sure I get over the jump and make it through the section in one piece. Whips only get you style points. They don't give you results at the end of a moto. So if I can get the same results, I mean, if I don't have to whip, I'm not going to, alright? If there's no need for me to scrub to save a few seconds, I am not going to risk it. But man, I don't know, like the animation, let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think? Supercross 1 or this game, Supercross 2 for whips? I think personally, man, Supercross 2, I don't even know if they feel better. Like the Supercross 1 whips flow so good over jumps. When I'm whipping in this game, I'm almost like struggling to bring it back. So this here will give you guys a little bit of a better look at the whip. I'm gonna slow it down here to like, I don't even know, it's probably like less than quarter speed right now, but you can see he kind of starts to twist his body, the back end starts to follow, and then the bike, I don't know, he doesn't like lean the bike down at all. I think that's the one thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but the whips just don't look the way they should, in my opinion. The whips in Supercross 1 definitely look a lot more like real life whips when compared to like your average Supercross pro. Like look at Eli Tomac, Adam Cianciarulo, Ken Roczen, and look at their whips and compare them to Supercross 1 and Supercross 2. You're probably gonna say they look more like Supercross 1. This was actually the jump into the corner where my rider like snapped the bike as we started to toss it. So I'm coming up over this tabletop here, my rider starts to lean, the bike starts to lean, and this one, I don't know, I kind of go back on what I just said and kind of correct myself, because there he did lean the bike over, but I think it's like that second half of the whip, the back end doesn't really like kick around as much. It kind of just like boom, pancakes out and then flattens out. I don't know how to explain it. Leave your comments down below, guys. This is where I'm ending this video. This has been a look at the whips of Supercross. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, and I will catch you guys in another video. Peace out.